Okay, good stuff. Is it happy all well? Thanksgiving just went by. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We're looking forward to Christmas for sure. I hope everybody's doing great, amazing. So we're setting the stage. What I've started doing with this weekly session, is setting the stage for what's coming in the new year. Okay. So thank you to everybody who's going to also watch the replay on the platform. And so what I'm going to do today is just share a few highlights, tips on market entry strategies when it comes to trade with Africa. And I'll open it up for questions and comments as well. And so the first thing I want to share is that when we work with our clients, right, when you want to trade with Africa, I always try to narrow down, first of all, is it B2C, B2B, B2G, okay? Because the strategy behind B2C, when you have a product or service and that is business to customer or consumer, the strategy is different, right? If the business is B2B on the continent or Africa to US, for example, the strategy is also different in terms of how do you network, the sales strategy, marketing strategy, market positioning, all of those things. The putting the right teams together, it's quite different for B2C, B2B, and then definitely B2G as well, business to government. Is that definitely there's a lot of government opportunities there. There's also G2G, like African governments, US government. There's a lot of programming happening, and then the private sector typically would run projects on behalf of the donor country and the receiving country, but the real transaction is government to government, but they enlist the the help of private sector stakeholders, construction, all of those things. So it's quite a dynamic space. So that's one of the things to narrow down, is that the strategy for each of those framework is different. Then the other thing as well is it depends on if it's export, import, or investment, right? Because if it's importing into the US, as example, that looks different than if you're importing into different countries on the continent. And so each country also has its own framework. I know the AFCFTA is unifying many of those functions, but it's still going to take time. They're not there yet, but they're working on it for sure. So the future looks better than what is going on today, which is where the hope of transformation lies, in where people will get in today and figure it out. Then they're strategically positioned as things get more streamlined across the continent. And so what we also look at is, depending on B2B, B2G, B2C, the market opportunities also look different because population size is different, market affinity, language barriers, different parts of the continent speak different languages, and then different industry maturation, right? So different industries appear to be more mature in specific countries on the continent than other countries, right? Is that when it comes to telecoms, for example, oil and gas, imports, or should I say, if you're dealing in commodities, right, is that sourcing commodities from different parts of the continent, what you can source in what country looks different from what you can source in the other country. So the maturity as well is something to factor in. What's also important is really skilled labor, the type of labor, highly skilled labor. It's not equal across the continent. There are more westernized nations than the other. They are more developed in terms of access to resources, road network, supply chain, logistics is different. So it gets quite dynamic to say, okay, when a client comes in, how do we map that out so that you have a solid game plan? The other thing we help our clients do is, okay, what resources, what government support, government resources do you need for what it is you're trying to do? And not just even resources, also manpower. There are very few things at a very, very high level that you can navigate on the continent without bumping into government rules, regulation, cross-border transactions, all of those things. So making sure that our community stay informed, stay educated, they educate themselves about the criteria, what's required, all of those things is also a priority. I always talk about education. I'm big on education because for you to transform opportunities into transaction, you see, many people talk about opportunities in the space. What's missing are the things that we close the gap on, is that people will say there are opportunities, but in order to convert opportunities into transactions, you actually have to educate yourself. You have to connect with the right people. You actually have to show up. You have to have the business skills, the right teams, the legal support, all of those things. And many times people just want magic, and nothing happens that way. So there's due diligence, and there's patience, there's skills, all required for people to really be part of this. Greetings, everyone. And those who have, as you're joining, I know that there's going to be a replay. When I finish sharing the highlights, I'll invite those who are available. If you want to come up and engage, introduce yourself, definitely I'll give you that opportunity as well. One of the things I also talk about is that oftentimes people say, Trade with Africa, Toyin, what are the opportunities? Where can I jump in? What role can I play? And I say, okay, at least there are 5 things you can do. You have to position yourself. You have to choose, okay? Are you the buyer? Are you the seller? Are you a consultant? Okay, right? Are you government expert? What do you have to sell? Services, products, okay? Because many times when we bring our communities together, when we host events, there's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of excitement. People are excited about the opportunities, but I say, listen, you have to roll up your sleeves and get to work for anything to happen. It's not just about talking. Let the talking become doing, because let the conversation be market research, understanding what the opportunities are, connecting with the right people, and then be ready to engage. And the way you engage is you actually have to show up with skills. Okay, you have to show up with skills, with talent, that will enable commercial engagement, fruitful commercial engagement. And so when people don't have business skills, when people don't understand the landscape, again, we have training, right? Whether you're new to business, whether you've been in business for a long time and you just want to jump on this train, we have step-by-step training from beginner to the most advanced, to the biggest companies in the world, right? Because it's tied to capacity. Okay, what capacity do you have? Because there's increased demand. There's increased demand for competency, for technology, for resources, for services. And so I want to encourage people to really have this awareness of, okay, are you entry level, are you mid, or are you on the larger scale? And so the strategy we deploy and how we direct people is based on that capacity of what can you really pull off, because there's no point making promises that you cannot fulfill as well. And then I'd also encourage people to grow into, stay connected, stay plugged in, stay curious, right? Get curious, keep learning, because the more you learn, the more you can do. And then over time, you can then be part of more robust opportunities, right? There's also the diaspora. I covered this in many of the, whether it's my CV show, the events, resources I put out there. So let me open this up for questions. I'll invite more people. You can use the chat space, or as I'm sending an invitation, one by one, if you want to come up, engage, introduce yourself. This is recorded, so other people will also learn more about you, right? And just let me know. I'm going to keep this short. Again, we're preparing for the new year, so I'm laying the foundation for what is to come in the new year. We have many programmings planned, right? That is going to be quite exciting for this community. We also have a sister community on the Quantum Leap side, on the entrepreneurship side, and this is the international trade space platform. I see Sheila, I see Miracle. Anybody, questions, comments, reactions? Okay. The reason I'm hosting this space is also for community members, okay? Because if you follow a lot of the events and the TV show interviews, okay, we bring together the government resources. So over the years, you can see that I bring together information from Exim Bank to SBA, like all of the resources you need. Over time, I continue to host and put those content together and drop it in the community. But this particular live engagement on the platform, on the Trade with Africa platform, this is actually for community members to plug in, right? It's interactive. This is live. It's not a recorded video. So I'm creating the space where more people can gather, where people can learn, people can interact every week. Okay, so this is for you. So take advantage of it. Okay, this is for you to ask questions. Many people want to pull me, one-on-one. I'm like, no, you're going to come in, seize the opportunity one by one. You can do more of a group networking, group coaching here. And then those who want to actually do one-on-one, you can enroll in the paid program. So take advantage of this opportunity to ask questions. And it's going to get quite more dynamic as time goes on. So we are warming up, we're getting this kicked off. And so, okay, good. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to, I've sometimes I feel like, again, I don't want to do too much talking here because I do that a lot. Okay. So if people don't have questions, then I'll wrap it up, because again, this is about you. This is about the community. I want people to show up. I want people to engage. I want people to use this platform to gain exposure, to talk about what you're doing, connect to other people as well. Because offline, that is happening every day already. Okay. Offline, that is happening every single day. And so I'm using this platform to also help and support other people as well. So if there are no questions, I'll bid you have a wonderful week. Okay, so I'll see you next week. Every Wednesday, we're going to keep growing this. End of the year, we'll take a few breaks, and then next year, we'll definitely ramp this up as well. Okay, let's see. There's somebody, one final invitation, and then I'll close this out. Okay. Oh, okay.
Let me see.
I know you're driving, right?
Is this okay? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You don't have to put it on video if you're not, but if you want to, it's up to you. If it's only audio you want, that's okay as well.
All right. So
good.
How are you, Coach? How are you doing? Quite
great.
Sorry? I said quite an age.
Yes. How have you been?
Good. Thank God. Yeah. So I was listening to one of the classes you had, Secrets of Manifestation 2025, right?
Which one? There are two versions. There's there's a 3-hour version for those enrolled in the Quantum Leap, and then there's a maybe 50 minutes and an hour version made public on YouTube. So it was a long discussion. So go on. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I think that was a very lengthy one. I think over an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you talked about, I think you talked about clarity, past possibility, internal barriers. When you talk about knowledge gap, skill gap, and stuff like that, remember? So I think you just started. Then you said you're gonna do 5. Then later you're gonna give us the remaining. So the clarity aspect for me, before then, you understand. I was like, I wasn't really clear, what to do next day. So I slept, and I just, when I woke up, like some days after I listened to the program, I was like, oh, that's it right there. You understand? I was more clear. And I remember you gave us some clues about what we need to have to get to where we are going to. What is lacking? You understand? Relationship that is lacking, resources and knowledge and all that. And I was like, okay, you know what? I just put it direct in my ChatGPT and say, okay, if I want to do this, what are the resources? What are the relationships? What are the knowledge and skills I need to acquire? Since I'm clear now, and I just put it in, and also the chat GPT-2 to help me to.
Which one? The one I created, or just the regular one?
Oh, the regular one. I saw the one you created about emotional intelligence. Was it emotional intelligence?
Oh, I need to. Yeah, what I plan on doing, I need to do a training. I need to create a training program to help people. It's the most powerful resource. you find in the world is built on the quantum leap human design, but that's another topic.
Yeah,
I'll
I
work
saw
on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw that. I used it. It was nice. I saw it, but I think it's just limited to Quantum Leap, right?
That means you've not downloaded the 350 plus prompts. You've not downloaded that document. There's a document
I
in the
think
school.
I just saw a link and I just click it.
Find, okay, maybe let me while you're talking, there's so much resources that changes lives. So I'll find the link, download 300. Okay, I found it. It's easier for me to just, what I'm going to do is I'll paste it here down below. So I've posted it. So that's the direct link. That's the direct link. So if you scroll down, there is a document, okay, that has over 350 GPT prompts so it's mapped to the GPT. So when you click on the link, because many people don't know what to ask. So the document you're going to download, it groups those prompts by areas of growth, what you want to work on. Okay, so what you want to work on, whether spiritual ascension, mindset shift, manifesting your ideal life, clarity, understanding your values, belief system, like quite extensive. When you decide what you want to work on, then you scroll to that section. I already have questions you can copy and paste into the GPT. Do you understand?
Okay.
And you can also give the GPT more about your context. Okay. And then the questions, if you then put that question in the GPT will now guide you, will give you step by step what you need to do, how to work, and then you can engage back and forth. So these are starter prompts, over 350. So if you want to work on, inner work, family of origin work, manifestation, vision, how to cast a vision, it's all there. Aligning yourself, purpose, and finding your purpose, belief system, everything is there. So basically what I'm saying is you have the GPT that I created, the Quantum Leap GPT, built on the framework. And then what I did was to create, there was somebody I met when I was traveling, and she was like, Toy, I got your GPT, so powerful, but please, can you teach me how to use it more? I was like, okay, we can do that. So I created that document, the 350 prompts. So combined, it's a game changer. So I've put the link down below, okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. So you mean I can use it for any discipline, right?
Yeah, it's anything, personal development, manifestation, spiritual growth, like customized to you based on my framework and the spiritual psychology, emotional intelligence, body of work, right? But now it's like you have your own personal assistant. And so you can personalize it by talking about yourself. Just like you said, you use ChatGPT, but this one will use the Christian-based spiritual psychology manifestation principles that I teach. It's not going to just teach you what the world is saying. It narrows it down to, my body of work.
So like if I need information on, or if I want to get resources on cultural intelligence and diversity or public speaking or something like that.
Exactly. So anything that when you want to grow yourself, right? Now, I have other things I want to work on. I have other GPTs I want to work on, maybe for Trade with Africa, because we have all the body of work. I just need to see the interest. And welcome others that have joined. If you would like to join the conversation or have any question, you can use the chat space or let me know if you want to come onto the video and ask a question as well. Make sense? I'll
try on that.
Okay, what I'm also going to do, right, is I need to do a training program because people have been giving me feedback that they're using the GPT, but they've not seen the prompts, right? Because the prompt is basically copy and paste. You don't have to think. You just say, okay, I want to work on this. I want to develop this. Copy and paste, copy and paste. You can also use it for your business development as well. And I'm adding more stuff in terms of clients, customers, all of those things.
Yeah. I also stumble on your people pleasing PDF.
Go on.
And I think I heard you talking about family origin something. I've not seen that. I went to
Okay.
the class, I typed something like that, but nothing was
It's
coming up.
it's
I
in
would
the
love to
school.
see that.
It's yeah, it's on in the sister school. So basically, the reason I teach all of those things is that those who want to ascend and want to achieve greater levels of success, many times people don't know the things they need to dump off their ship. What is sinking their ship? What is not
Mm,
making them grow faster,
mm,
achieve greater success? What is not helping them find customers and clients? It could easily, okay, be your own belief system about humans, which was developed in childhood, because customers and clients are humans. Okay,
mm,
so there's cultural dynamics, there's
mhm,
nature nurture culture. So your ability to connect with other people, to build trust, for people to believe you, for you to sell whatever you're selling, okay, wherever you're selling it, domestically or internationally, you've got to work on what you believe about people. The same thing is true when it comes to sales. What you believe about money will determine whether you're going to be able to attract money, people to work with you. Your wealth is dependent on your belief system. So if you're coming from a belief system that people are these people, you create anxiety, and anxiety is not magnetic,
mm,
right? Anytime you have issues with humans, with people, it's going to show up in your business if you don't do that inner work. Because your thoughts about people, your belief system about people, it's what activates you. Like your feelings and emotions about people is your magnetism.
mm.
So people might be saying, oh, like yesterday I did a TV show. Let me see my notes. Oh, I have notes everywhere. Okay. So what I was teaching was how to sell value, not products and services. So I was teaching the psychology of sales, because everybody's saying, buy my product, buy my services, enroll here. Everybody's trying to get people to enroll or buy stuff. But you have to know, products and services are just prescriptions. They are prescriptive, right? But what value are people really looking for, right? So it's about value management, value creation. Like, businesses exist to deliver value in the marketplace, whether domestically or internationally. But if you think it's all about your product and services, nobody's going to pay attention. Nobody's going to listen, because humans are looking for solutions. So you have to be a solution provider, a problem solver. So those type of things, right? If you have a money block, a money belief system, oh this, oh that, blah blah, that stuff will impact how you deliver value in the marketplace. Because what you don't deal with within you, you are asking your clients and customers to accept those things. And who is looking for that, right? Clients and customers are not in the business of, this your own personal stuff, right? So inner work for entrepreneurs, for business owner, is a big deal. That's what unlocks wealth. The biggest wealth is you. Every wealth you're going to create will come through your mind. You have to process it within yourself. You have to create with your mind, with your heart, with your body. And so if you have blocks that tells you you are this, you're not that, people are this, you're not that, it stops your money. It stops you from being successful. So anyway, so that's why I'm big on emotional inner work for entrepreneurs, because those are the things that hold people down. Make sense?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's number one. Another thing I heard you talk about then was reason why we procrastinate, that we don't know that you can't force the body to do something that you've not trained the body how to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, going back to the value thing.
Yes.
Recently I went to a place and I need a particular information. It's a government when I say building, that's supposed to get an information about what can help me. And they were like, oh, this information is not available. If you can do it. And I was like, I need this information. You're telling me to go do it. And now I was like, okay, so this is a problem. They were like, they are ready. You understand, with everything that can help me. I was like, okay, I need this thing. I'm very sure several numbers of people too are going to need this. in their businesses. So how do I go about it? And this has been something I've been, that has been part of probably my dream. So I now boils to the fact that, okay, what are the resources I need, the knowledge I need, the relationship I need? Then I was at that stage when I now came across your 25 Secrets of Manifestation, because I wasn't clear about even the name to give the thing itself. I wasn't clear about where to start from. I wasn't clear about the abilities that are needed. Then I now come, you're like, the body procrastinate because you've not even give the body the permission.
Yeah, because so everything is, I know, like, we have the Trade with Africa Network, we have the Quantum Leap Academy, and both of them kind of work in sync. So what you're asking about is on principles of manifestation, which crosses, right, self-actualization, wealth creation. So whether you're attempting to build wealth domestically here in the US, or you want to go international, you are manifesting a dream, right? The business is an extension of your own belief system, who you are, what you think you can do. So it's actually, a business is manifestation of your own skills, your talents, and what you think you can contribute to the world, and how you believe you can serve other people. So I'm just trying to help people connect. So the reason I teach manifestation is that a business starts with an idea. If you don't nurture that idea, if you don't believe in it, if you don't cast a vision for it, okay, if you don't invest in it, the business doesn't show up. So many people start with an idea. You meet them. Oh, I know I can do this. For 5 years, I know I can do that. I know I should be exporting. I know I should be importing. I know. Well, that knowingness needs to be manifested. It needs to become physical. It's like an architect that lays down a drawing. Well, a building drawing is not a building. It's a schematic, it's a diagram, right? The vision is that it's a picture of what it is you want to create. But in order to create a building, this is where what you're saying matters. Even when you have the vision of what it is you want to manifest, it takes skills. To build a house, you need plumber, you need construction workers, you need the right skills, the right expertise to then build that building physically. You can have it on paper. You can have a business idea on paper, business planning. Oh, yes. But in order to sell, to manufacture, to do the work, skill is involved. And not just intermediate skill. The best skills create the best result. This is one of the things I include in my book. And I also ask people to do a self-assessment. Many people are tricking their mind to think they know things that they cannot do. I'm going to explain it. You can read 100 books on how to fish until you take your mind and your body to the stream of water and you start practicing. You are holding a database of knowledge in your mind. Whenever you have to engage your physical body to do anything, you need your body to perform. The body needs training, must be subjected to repeated function in that area to develop muscle memory, cellular and muscle memory. That's how you perform results. But we are living in a time where people are consuming content, but they are not busy doing. Doing is the only way you train your body. You can be smart, you can read all the books, and the mind is the metaphysical side of you. You can collect and dump all the information there, but your mind is always going to be looking for how to achieve results, because that's what your mind will pass on to the physical body. And then when you do it the first time, the body needs repetition. Your muscles need repetition. You have to do it 1,000 times for you to be able to do it when you're sleeping. Sales is that way. Marketing is that way. Branding is that way. Everything you're going to do in business that requires performance, creativity, innovation, performance, productivity. The human body requires training, and this is where people are not investing time in. Everybody knows theory. Oh, yes, I know marketing. I know branding. I know I can export. I know this person. I know. Everybody knows. Not everybody can do.
What spots now?
Yes. So the doing side requires people to show up, to practice, to learn, whether it's speaking, whether it's pitching your products, whether it's communication skills. You cannot take the theory of communication until you've practiced it to get results. If you want to sell, if you want to market, you've got to do it so many times for you to do it so well that you now make money.
That's it.
So many people have businesses and the business is not growing because they are not growing, because they have refused to grow, because they think they know everything that needs to. Even Tiger Woods, there's no profession where you want excellence, right? Even Tiger Woods, the day he stops practicing, that's the end. It's the end. So business in of itself requires skills, human skills, not just knowledge. Knowledge is what unlocks your ability to build skills, the right knowledge. Because your mind needs to be trained so that it can pass instruction on what your body should do. And the mind that is confused will confuse the body. If you don't have the right training, you don't have the right how to. You might say, I want this. I desire, I believe, on and on. Okay, great. I want to build a house. Fantastic. I want to start a business. Fantastic. I want to build $1 million. Fantastic. I want, desire. That's the activation of your energy. Trust me, behind every want, you now need to surround it with when, how, who, where, what, these, right? That's the questioning. That's the inquiry, the market research. I want $1 million business. How do you build it? What skills are required? What systems? When can you build it? In what industry? How? That is what takes time. And then when you gather that, right, the market research work in the Quantum Leap Academy, when you have that market research, you know your customers, you know their needs, on and on and on. You now also have to decide. In theory, you now know how to do it. In practical, are you the person to do it? You want to build a house, but are you the plumber? Are you the electrician? Right? Do you know enough, okay, to be the one that will physically lay the foundation? This is where you need people. So many people have vision. They've cast the vision. They even know how to do it, but they don't have the skill. This is where you hire the best experts to come and help you do what you cannot do for yourself. You can be the architect of your life. You can be the architect designing who you want to be, where you want to go. But when all is said and done, if you give a building plan to somebody that do not have skills, that has never constructed a building before, if this is your first time of building a business, this is your first time of exporting, this is your first time of importing, what type of job are you going to do? Are you going to be, would you be at your best? You give a building plan. No, the first time plumber is an amateur. So this is why I try to tell people, become an expert so that you can get the best results in life. Theory doesn't help you get results. I sit on the board of a business. Listen, people that are years and years into building high-profile businesses, it's not overnight. You learn. We are here to learn so that we can do what we need to do to get the results we want. And so those who don't want to learn, they always stay at the back end, waiting and watching everybody do the work. And that's okay. You just be reading the newspaper. But if you want to build wealth, you've got to get in the game. Okay, so I see comments coming in. And definitely, I want to invite more people. So let me know in chat if you want me to bring you up. Beverly, good to see you. Miracle say, oh, hello, ma'am. Hope you are doing good. My name is Miracle. I just clicked on the link and okay. How do you go about? I'm not sure what your question is. Logging in, or you want to come to ask questions? Miss Chisholm says, how do you build a team? That's a great question. It's a great question, absolutely. Do you want to come up for that, or do you just want me to just give a general answer? Biniki, any other questions you want me to dive deeper in on manifestation? Because it shows up whether you're building an international business or you're only operating in this country. Okay, so you'd love to come up.
Yeah, I just want to give you like a feedback. When I was able to put in the prompts or what you said on GPT and what it brings out for me, I get to know I need to work on. I need ability to do some advanced communication, right? And learn some things about events management and all that, and about cultural intelligence and diversity and all that. So also I need to, like you said, I need to really practice it. So So it also gave me tools that I can use to do all those things,
Mhm,
events around me. Like I remember you talked about Toastmaster the other time. I didn't even know I have them around me, and some other cultural, events that I can rehearse public
mhm.
speaking and talk about stuff. I said,
Yeah,
okay, you know what? We need to start doing it.
absolutely. And particularly if ever you want to work in the government, like every every industry, every level of success also has its own language, right? I
That is
always
true.
joke with people. I say people just see people talk about America, okay, fantastic. Those of us that also understand the British system. So I grew up under the British system before coming to America. The British system is very much class driven. So everybody understands protocol. So the British system is very protocol oriented. Is that there's class, there's this, there's that, how to do fuck, and like it's quite like dignitary, all of this thing. What America masks for people, okay, is that as long as you are in the entry level of success in America, the version of America you'll be exposed to, you will think all of America is that way. Once you start going higher, okay, if you're in the corporate world, you start going to vice president, CEO level, board level. If you're in the government, you start going to government quarters. That's when you understand that America has diplomatic, it's like every leadership function, the higher you go, the rules of engagement changes completely. How you communicate, how you engage, how you speak, how you write, the decorum, the expectation is so intense. It's not the language of social media, right? When I want to engage an ambassador, listen, the letterhead, the language, because that communication will be filed in the government document, because it's not about that individual, it's about his office. So you are writing to an office. And sometimes when you email, they'll tell you, listen, this email is not clear enough, because we have to put a team together to help you. So you have to be specific what you are asking this office to do for you, what you are bringing to the table. Like you literally have to dot your I's and cross your T's, and you will document it, you will sign it, you will put it on letterhead, because the person that will receive that letter will date stamp it, file it into the government documents, whatever repository, and then they'll start passing it from table to table, right? So when the ambassador approves it, there is now another official document that then assigns it. This is the liaison officer to help you fulfill this thing. The language is different. The way you talk is different. The way you write is different. Dear sir, these, which most people in America are not exposed to, because they are exposed to, right, regular language, what you see on the movies. Hi, hello, this. So you enter a room where there are dignitaries and you're telling them hi. You're not saying His Excellency. You're not giving them the accolade. You're not giving them the accolade, something they've earned. They are appointed. I'm appointed, so I understand this thing. But many people will say, I'm in America. Listen, there's some places that accepts bad behavior, no decorum, you can talk anyhow. That's okay. But the day you want to build wealth, those things, and they close the door to people who haven't, like in Bible, you talk about Esther. When you are not close to the king, do anything on the streets. You see, just be you, be free, type anything, talk anyhow. The day you want to enter before you can see the king, the king wants you to smell it. When I'm teaching people emotions and feelings, the king, listen, in the Old Testament, you remember, if you approach the king with a bad news, you spoil the day of the king. Some people die, cup bearer, they go to jail for it. I'm just trying to expose people. Don't judge or assess the world based on the things you've only been exposed to. There are many, many layers of success, and the higher you want to go, you have to change, because they don't change for you. They don't change. They close the door. If you want to come up, you will change. You will learn the expectations of the rooms you want to enter. When you don't learn, you close the door on yourself. So I know I just said a whole lot there, but I hope it helps somebody. Make sense?
Yeah. The dynamic and all that. I get you. I'll work on that.
Yeah. It's all training. The training you give yourself. And for me, like, I grew up in the corridors of power. So you can say it's natural, you know. However, I can see today that people just, they think they can just throw, like, say, hi, hi. I'm like, listen, the guy will just look at you and say, hi too, and then walk away, because you didn't present yourself in a way to command respect. Anyway.
Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let me leave the space for another person.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, this is exactly what this, you know, there are times I might be with the guest and all that, but again, this is more interactive live Trade with Africa. Miss Chisholm, it's like our Quantum Leap people are coming.
Rachel, good morning, Coach Joy. Good morning, everyone. So I just wanted to piggyback on something you mentioned earlier, as far as going from theory to practical, the steps. And you mentioned, if you have an idea, you were drawing that idea out. Now, to get that idea from the mind and putting it into reality, you would need to actually do the work. Oftentimes, you might not be the best person to do the work. So my question now came in as in, how do you go about finding a team, building out a team, knowing fully well that if it's a startup, your resources might be limited. So how do you go about putting that together? Because oftentimes that's the key to success, having a core, your team players around you.
I say you may not need to be the one to do the work, but at a minimum, you need to know what work needs to be done. You see my point? Like, the architect will know we need 4 windows, 2-story building, right? This is what I'm trying to build. You need to at least have a picture of what it is you're trying to do, what it is you want to achieve, what it looks like, and what is required to make it manifest. At a minimum, every entrepreneur needs that, a vision for what it is they're creating. Okay.
Follow-up question to that.
Okay, go on.
You have a vision, it's clear, and you're speaking to people. So that's the pitch when you like try to speak to people, but you have to have something on ground.
Okay, finish your thoughts and then I'll connect the dots.
Yeah. So in my head, it's one thing that you're looking for people to invest in you, but at the same time, anyone who is investing in you wants to see what have you done. And if it's something new that you've not done before, how do we go about that?
Have you done some form of stakeholder assessment? Because the general concept of people is that there are different types of people that can help you in different types of ways. And your relationship with those different types of people will be different, because what you're asking for from them, or what type of support you need from them, is going to be different. A staff that will help you do certain things is different from an investor. And what each of those people are looking for, a staff is looking for you to give them salary. An investor is looking for you to give them return on their investment. Okay, so encouraging you to not just group everybody as people, right? Not just say people, because it's a big bucket. For you to say, you can use a spreadsheet. What types? Okay, first of all, what skills do you need? What skills do you need? What resources do you need to build that house? You know, this is where you count the cost. You want to build a 2-story building. What is going to cost you? The skill that you require for 2-story building is not the same when you're building a skyscraper. The energy to consume The skills required to build a 2-story building versus a skyscraper, they are not equal. So when you cast a vision for your business, okay, I always try to say unlock desire. Many people cut their desire small, so they build small businesses. This is when you want to expand. You have to have a sense of incredible possibility, because the size of your dreams, the size of what you think is possible for you, will determine how successful or big your business will be. That's why I said it's manifestation. Every business is a vision of the person's belief in themselves. Elon Musk believes he can go to the moon, and he's going to the moon. And he's raising people to help him. When he said, I want Twitter, he got $42 or more billion. Because people who cast a strong vision will attract the resources and the types of people who want to be part of that vision. If you cast a big vision, big people will show up. You cast small vision, small people will come and help you to do your small things. You want a small one bedroom house? Oh, people who can shovel their way will shovel it. But when you start needing bulldozer, yeah, you need somebody who can operate a bulldozer. There are times you just need somebody who can do shovel for you. There are times when it's like, this thing is big, it's massive. So you need big, highly skilled people, more resources, because what it is you're trying to manifest and bet in the world requires, money, people, talent, skills. And so you have to gather those people around. So when you think about the landscape we've created, because of what we're trying to do, listen, government, we're pulling government everywhere. Right? US government, right? We're pulling government because what it is we're doing here is something that requires the power, right, of diplomacy, government, all of those things. So, and so CEOs, and right, we do a whole lot of the top leaders in the world, having conversations with them, because the impact we are having requires that level of resource support, right? When I host my events and you say, oh, presidential advisors on my show, is because, listen, when we are telling people trade with Africa, US government, this, we are showing like, listen, this stuff is real stuff. This is the government bank that will finance you, because you need this type of resource to engage. Otherwise, everything is theory, right? Remember, in the beginning, I talked about how do you convert opportunities into transactions? Everybody says opportunity. That's theory. To get a transaction going, a container going, do you know how many hands it will touch? Do you know how many skills required? Do you know all the things you have to line up for that supply chain? That's where the people, talent, resources lies in. Many people just stay at the beginning. I know I can do this. I know I can do this. Theory. I'm saying, listen, getting in the game requires resources, manpower, people, right strategy, and pushing this thing forward. Make sense? So don't just say people. Break it down based on what it is you're trying to do. People with what skills? People with what resources? People with what other network they can, right? What type of people? Because not all people are equal. I always say, like, what's happened is you can find people everywhere in the world, but certain types of people are concentrated, okay, in certain regions. That's why wealth is not evenly distributed in the world. Because to build wealth, you need the right talent, the right people on the same page, in the same room. And so when those people come together, they build wealth together. The reason certain places cannot build wealth is that the right people with the right talent, with the right skills, with the right resources are not located there. That's why I always tell people, you may need, in fact, there's a high chance you need to live where you are to go and network your way into the places where the right people are, the right resources are gathering. And oftentimes that's the power of networking and events. Is that if you don't live in DC, you don't live in Silicon Valley, you don't live in the headquarters of where you are literally rubbing shoulders with people who are moving billions of dollars. The cheapest thing you can ever do is to buy a ticket to an event where those people are gathering and speaking. That's the cheapest thing you can do. And most people still say, oh, I don't want to spend money. Okay, stay in your house and access all you can access in your house. So that's the part. That's why events is a multi-billion-dollar industry, because people gather around things they're trying to achieve. The people they will not cross paths with naturally. You can buy a ticket. You can pay to be in the same room with people that will change your life. But most people don't understand this principle. Right? Many people don't know on this platform, there are government resources, there are all kinds of people on this platform, because over years we've been bringing them together. People you can, even if you travel to their office, they're not going to open their door. You can't access them. They don't respond to anything. But we bring them together to say, hey, this is your opportunity, pay your ticket, show up. These are people that one phone call, they change your life. Right? I continue to do what I can do, but people who don't show up, they're not participating in any of these things. Make sense?
Yeah, that was good. Thank you. But you cleared up a few things, so I have to now go back and reassess. When I say people, it's identify the stakeholders that I really want and what I'm trying to birth, and being clear on that.
Yes, and approach it with such clarity, determination. Where this is where my coaching comes in, the manifestation coaching, because many people can still approach those people with doubt, self-doubt. It doesn't unlock. So it's not just even information. Your energy, your beliefs in yourself is what draws out. Many people who say money is energy is because, people spend money in places and people where they see high value. So you have to be high value. And for you to be high value, you have to know your own value.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine people who do negative self-talk. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then you want other people. Listen, people see you the way you see yourself. People believe what you believe about yourself. You are the one telling people who you are. And so when people don't do that in our work, they miss out. So it's not just when you now start time to network and connect with people, you have to show up into those rooms with your own value, because valuable people are looking for other valuable people. They're not looking for charity. They're not trying. If it is like I always try to make this thing clear. Oh, help me. No, investors are not looking to help. They are looking to multiply their money. Are you a value generator? If they put their money in your business, will they make it back? The conversation is different. In fact, when you say help me, they will run away from you, or they might just send you to foundation, people who do charity, who give money and don't think of return on investment, because that's not investment, that's donation.
I have a quick question. When you step into those spaces and you really don't know the individuals that well, how then do you kind of key into what you can contribute to the?
Yeah.
So it's not just a take. Mm-hmm. What else can you contribute in that relationship?
My recommendation is, if you're going to speak to somebody high profile, please just Google their name. Just have an idea. I'm saying if you're going to talk to high profile people, there's no excuse not to know who they are or what they do. You can easily take their name, paste it on Google, you will find. High profile people have their profile, it's their public. Now, if you're just going for business networking, luncheon, Friday nights, cocktail, you all come into that room not knowing who is who. So it's just like impromptu. So what you have right there is what we call first impression. Mm-hmm. Right? So how you present yourself. So this is part of networking skills and everything. Then it's like, hello, hi. How you then make inquiry. Because people love to talk about themselves. You may start with, oh, what do you do? Right? If it's interesting, then you can go deeper. Or you may talk about yourself. So it just depends on whether you are looking to talk about yourself. You want more people to know what you do. So you are selling yourself. Okay, you are in the marketing mode. Or if you are seeking for clients, it's better for you to be asking them questions. This is what most people don't understand. If you're in sales market, if you just want to tell people who you are, then blast it. And this is all about you. But if you are seeking for a client, you've got to make sure the client gets engaged, where you are asking them specific questions and they are doing the talking. You do less talking, let them do more talking, so that you know more about them and you can follow up with that information.
Yep.
But if you do all the
Absolutely.
talking and you walk away, you know nothing about them. They know everything about you. They might even, right? So these are the principles of, right? But if you're approaching a public figure, you've got to lead with something like, oh, wow, I saw the project you did in this country. I'm so impressed. Like, wow, kudos to you guys. You even start with accolade because they are working really hard and they're driving impact in the world. You can then ask them, wow, who on your team can I connect with if I want to learn more about this? This is what I do. This is how I can help. I would love to learn more about what you did here, right? So that converse, you cannot go blind into any high profile person because they are a public figure already.
Okay, this is work, because this is a meeting that you already know you're going to go to. You already know who the people that will be talking or presenting. So it's on the individual to know who is speaking and do the homework, and not go in. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
This is why I do much more than most events people. I always include bio pages. I include so much information about our speakers. We even create websites pages for them, because the people we are bringing, they are. I want you to know, these people is once. It's almost sometimes it's once in a lifetime type of people that we bring. So because most people casualize relationships. Oh, it's just, I'm like, listen, this guy is running nations. He's the most influential person. You better take note. So that's why I put the profile of those people, right? When I'm most like the presidential advisor or presidential appointee, I'll put their bio, because most people in the world, again, at the entry level of success, they don't understand the value people carry, right? It's back to people relationship. Many people treat human relationship with so much levity and recklessness and carelessness. And that's why they can't build wealth, because you are going to build wealth because you value people. And if you don't value people, nothing. Because people are the stepping stones that would pull you up into higher dimensions. There are rooms you can't enter unless somebody opens the door for you. Fact. Okay, we're seeing more questions coming. I'm into retail. How do I get investors to invest money to help me acquire and renovate this? You have to build trust. Nobody puts money into anything if they don't trust the people, right? So you have to build relationships. They have to trust you, and then you can sell them. Most people want to sell. They don't want to build trust, because building trust takes time. Okay, I'm able to get the investors a return of 13%. Well, trust first. Trust is the currency of business. It's not money. It's not money. You see, we do business with people we know, like, and trust. They have to know you. They have to trust you. Before money will ever change hands, before you get to products and services, I can do this for you, I can do this. Listen, I'm not interested in doing anything with anybody. When I look at, if people don't trust you, if people don't know you, if they don't trust you, it's not about money. It's about trust. Trust first. Because how many people have you given things to and nothing happens? And so most people at the highest levels, do you know how many times they've been burnt? They are the most guarded. They're not reckless. They're not hasty. They do due diligence. You can't pull them. You can't pull them with 13%, whatever. They will just put their money in mutual funds. They have money managers. So what are you promising them? Right? What are you promising them that they cannot get from the stock market? Okay. I'm very direct, right? So it has to be trust. Trust is what attracts and draws in manifestation of financial resources. When people trust you, they will give you the best of the thing. They will support you. They will help you. They will give you the things that they have that will help you be successful. And if they don't trust you, they will keep moving. I would need money for 12 months. The investment will be protected by, listen, what you need, nobody cares. I'm very direct, not just for you, to everybody. The market does not care what an entrepreneur or business owner needs. So don't lead with your need. That is charity. You lead with the value, just like you said, 13%, right? The market, that's where coaches go. Get coaches and mentors to help you address your own personal, oh, I can't do this. Because you as humans, right? There are times the ebbs and flow, you need support. But when you come into the marketplace, the market is always demanding, show up with value, right? And the people you can convince, the people you can bring around you, the people that can trust you, the people who like you, the people who want you to succeed, because people have to want you to succeed. People have to want you not to fail. Maybe I'll talk a little about that a little bit. I would need the money. I will have an attorney job. Again, there's a whole lot of process for investor relations. I've put some resources out there as well. I think there's a class on how to be investor ready. You may want to take that class as well. Okay, so this concept of people helping you not to fail, nobody talks about it. You see, Bible will talk about favor with God, favor with man. For those who are Christians, I teach spiritual psychology as well in manifestation. Favor, when people are invested in seeing you succeed, in helping you succeed, and they don't want you to fail at what you are doing, you need those people in your life. The people you can say, this is what I'm trying to do, and they'll say, Toye, I will help you. I will help you. I will introduce you. I will connect you. I will open a checkbook and write you a check. You need those people in your life. Not everybody is those people. I'll tell you facts. Most people are takers. They want more. Give me more. Give me more. Give me more. That's fine. You know, generosity will give to those who need. But if you're going to achieve success, you need to build not just your own board of directors, but a group of people that you can run to, that you can expose your vulnerability to, and they will close it up with their own superpower, their own power, their own network. They will give you, they will use their network, right? They will give you their network. They will give you the people they know. They will give you the money they have. They will help you succeed. I'll give you an example, and then maybe we'll start wrapping up unless somebody else asks questions. Chisom, do you still have more questions?
No, I'm good. Okay. I'm good. Thank you so much.
So let me move you, and then I'll share this. Maybe I'll wrap up in this unless somebody else asks questions. So this concept of getting people to back you, to help you be successful, be invested in your success is it's a must. It's a must, because business owners make this mistake. You give to takers, but you don't know how to cultivate a higher dimension of people that would then do what you are doing for others, right? So right here, I'm teaching and doing this, and right, if this is all I'm doing, people run empty. If people don't fill you up, if they don't fill up your tank, if you don't have dimensions of people that encourage you, that fill you up, entrepreneurs run empty. Don't run on empty. Because more people take, but there are some special people, right? And when they see you struggling, they'll back you. They don't want to see you struggle. They want to see you achieving success. You need those people around you. You need to invest in those relations. But I realize many people have not been taught. There are many people over the years that I've made myself available to. They've abused those relationships because they don't know how to send a quick email of, oh, thank you so much, or oh, Happy New Year, or oh, Merry Christmas. People don't know how to nurture relationships and keep it alive. So they take and they run. And then a year later, they want to come and take again. No, we've closed the door. Right? So how you also keep the door open, a door of relationship. I'm teaching you, don't make this mistake. Learn from, right? There are some mistakes, there are things I could have done better. I'm teaching you right now that even some relationships can remain dormant. When that relationship will give birth to great opportunities for you, it might take 5 years. I've seen it. I'm telling you for fact. The person you said hello to, the person you checked up on, the person you said Merry Christmas, the person you nurtured. When you meet people in my platform, when you drop them like hot potato, they drop you too. 2 years later, you are coming, oh, I need this, I need that. Who cares? Like, yeah, keep needing. So many people don't know how to just say, Tony, how are you? Everybody like, right? So that the day you need something, the door is not closed. It's been warmed up. This is warming up relations. But people are so short-sighted. They want you to do something for them today. And the moment they get it, they run away. They don't know that there's so much more goodies. You see, that the first thing you're even getting is the list of them. But if you stay, there's some relationships that they yield more fruits for you 5 years into it, 7 years into it. But many people already left. They didn't have the patience, okay, to nurture and mature those relationships into fruition. It's a seed. If you really, the first time you meet people, it's a seed. But if you crush the seed and you don't believe that that seed, that person is worth nurturing, encouraging, saying hello to, and you just keep moving on, oh, this person, and then when you now need that person, when you send that email, will they respond? Because they don't know it. Now you are now a stranger. You are a stranger. He says, love how you keep it real. I don't sugarcoat. What is there to sugarcoat? Guys, this is wake up time. This is wake up time. I tell people, if you are not focused on wealth creation, then that's okay. Go and read the news, read the newspaper. Right? If you go to a game, you're not on the field playing the game, you're not wearing a jersey. Take your popcorn, watch the movie. But if you want to win, if you want to manifest, if you want to be front and center, you've got to come with skills, the right network, the right talents. You have to train. You have to be ready. Many times I value content. I value resources. I value information. People will casualize. Oh, it's just... Can you really help people who don't want to invest anything in their own future? Can you really help anybody who doesn't invest or show up? Right? Whatever you put into your own future, you will wake up one day and you will live in that future. You wake up one day at a certain age, whatever future you meet is the one you invested in. When you wake up tomorrow that you will see is this tomorrow you did something about today. You don't do anything new. Tomorrow will look like everything passed. So at this stage, you just listen, I engage with so many people from entry-level success to the most successful people in the world. And I'm telling you, not everybody in the world is showing up for their own life. Most people are playing. They are playing and they are expecting the best. For you to get the best, you have to become the best. For you to have a right to say you want this type of business, what have you invested in yourself? Who have you become? Because who you become is what people will assess and decide, do I want to be in relationship, any type of relationship with this person? When you send an email, everybody's evaluating, who is this person? What can this person do? What's this person's capacity? What's this person's story? Everybody's assessing you, right? When you meet somebody, they give you their business card. What are you going to do? You copy their name, you put it on Google. You want to know more about them, like, so that you know how to deal with them. So when they Google you, they put, what are people going to see? You're like, oh, I'm this. Show me what you've done. Show me your capacity. But most people will be like, oh, I'm waiting until you're living in the world. If you don't exist online, your profile doesn't look, it looks funky. You don't have a website. People will not respond to your email. Yes, you're living at a time like that. When you've not demonstrated capacity, even existing businesses now have to create, right, some form of online knowledge base for them to remain in business. So those of you that are starting from scratch, you go into a conference, you give your business card. Listen, where's your website? We put your name online. Nothing pops up. We're like, in this day, this year, you've not built any form of online reputation. We're like, you're high risk, right? You're high risk. You want investors. If the investor type your name, what are they going to find? Funky stuff? Nobody wants that. And everybody's in their house typing. So also think about your digital footprint. What story does your digital footprint tell about who you are? Because that's your online reputation, your online assessment. And so if you perceive that in the future you want high profile people to work with you, clean up your online and make sure they go to your LinkedIn, that the message you're putting out there aligns with what you want people to know about you, your competency, your capacity, your dexterity, your impact. And if there's nothing online, nobody's calling back because they're looking for people who have demonstrated impact. Okay, wrapping up. Thoughts, comments. Thank you so much for joining. Like I shared, I'm creating this space. I've created this space, for community real discussion. There are other things going on, my TV show, all of those things. But this is leading up into the new year. We have so many programming planned. And then for those who haven't explored, we have courses, classes. There's no more excuse, whether it's trade and investment facilitation, market entry strategies, AGOA, export, supply chain, pricing strategy. Everything you need is in this community. Invest in your own knowledge. Get the school training, get the training you need so that you unlock greater opportunities for your future, wealth creation. And then we also have the entrepreneur side, the Quantum Leap side, where I teach manifestation principles and business development as well. So thank you, everybody. Okay, there's a chat. Okay. Wait a minute. This system, no question, but would love to comment afterwards. Do you mean here, or do you want me to invite? Okay, let me bring you up if you want to say something. Did you mean here?
Hey, very quickly, Coach. Just speaking on what you did today. I was with a client on yesterday, and the client was of a different level. And I sat down and I had just a simple dinner with them. I had to watch to see how they ate dinner. I mean, it's like, so I'm watching. At first I was in there, but after I started watching them, and I was like, okay, this is what we do at this level. So just to be able to not to have an attitude and say, well, I'm going to eat like this. I don't care how to. I mean,
this is so funny because whenever I'm hosting I didn't host it this year, but when I host my annual summit, Global Leaders, I always do a VIP dinner reception, like listen, all the stuff.
Yes.
And then I also am hosted in rooms where it's like first course, second course, the fork is here, different types of forks, different types of knife.
Yes.
The food is even listen, the way you hold everything.
Everything was totally different. It was different, but it was so eye-opening. And it just was at the watch.
Yeah. The rooms where they're like, ma'am, more. You're like, you say, no more. I'm good. Thank you so much. And then you leave. Yeah. I host those rooms, and then I also have the opportunity. Well, listen, good stuff. That's what I'm just telling people.
Yeah.
Please,
so just to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Watching is learning. not making assumptions. Most people make assumptions, they rush in,
Yeah.
and they start demonstrating their own stuff, and people are like, whoa, 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 don't you know where you just came in? That's not.
And it was
that's
such a delight. It was such a delight just to be in an atmosphere where we really talked on a whole totally different level.
Absolutely. And you will notice that they are never rushed. There's no haste. They will enjoy the food. They will enjoy the presence. They will enjoy, like, it's such a joy and delight because there's nowhere they're rushing to. The presence is where they unlock, right? Everything. They seize the moment. Successful people seize the moment. Unsuccessful people waste every moment. They waste every opportunity because they can the time, because they know that every deal that they've ever made, every opportunity that ever became something for them, it arrived. Everything arrives in a moment. And if you're somebody that you are not present, you're not aware, you're constantly rushing, you can't seize the moment because the person that will change your life might just be in front of you.
Yeah. So
right?
I wanted
have
to
a ton of story. Yeah, I appreciate that. I have a ton of story. Like I always tell people, don't miss moments. I remember a long time when I was at the headquarters of Walmart, it was actually the food line, the salad bar. I was just there in line, and then somebody just came and was peeping. I was like, hey, how are you? And we just started chatting on the food line. It turns out this is the person that trains all of Walmart executives. He became my mentor. Just that chit chat
small
in the salad bar, because I was laughing, and he was like, he said, I'm rushing to a meeting, but I want to know more about you. I was like, oh, fine. He said, I want you to email me. I was like, salad bar man, right? And he was like, no. This is my badge. Write my name down. Look up my name. Send me an email. I was like, who is this? Okay. So I got to my desk. I looked up his name. By the time I saw his name, executive training, the one that trains all of the executives at Walmart.
Yep.
And from there, we became friends. He became my mentor. He told me a lot. Listen, and it all started with salad. What is good here? What can we? Is this food good? I was like, yeah, try it. And I gave him time. That's why how you treat people is back to people relationship. If you're constantly squeezing your face, constantly demeaning, blah, you attract what you believe. So thank you for sharing that. So
to share that.
Right, more of those, right? I always tell people, you hang around me enough.
Yes. Love it. It was great. So
Yes.
we'll see you.
Yes. Okay, thank you for sharing that. That was fantastic. Okay, guys, was this a good activation session? I hope to bring over time, I hope to bring speakers, give them exposure. This is recorded so other people will watch it, opening it for networking, Q&A, more laid back, because I do a lot of formal stuff on my show and everything. This is more interactive, laid back. If you want to know what I think or how I process things, then this is the place where you're going to get those real stuff. Okay, so thank you. I'm going to close it out now. Thank you for joining. Okay, any other? Okay, I'm seeing more comments. I have been
lead us right
hanging
here
around you for some time. We give value. Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys.